Okay. Today we're going to do a linear regression using the Casio. On the Casio, when you turn it on, it'll come into whatever screen that you were on last. So if you were on just a regular calculator screen, that's what it'll come into. Some of them are set up to automatically come into the menu. That's kind of where I like to start it, with the menu. And what we do is if we're going to make a scatter plot, we have to go to the stat menu. So that's, I can arrow over and hit enter, or I can hit the number 2. And then in your list 1 is where you would type in your x values, and in your list 2 you type in your y values. And when you do that, it works out really nice, and then you can plug all those numbers in. Now, if I want to find what the regression equation would look like, I want to do a calculate. Well, let's graph this. I hit graph, and I hit set, and it tells me I'm going to make a scatter plot. List 1's my x value, list 2's my y values, frequency is just 1 for each one, and I have it all down there. And then I can say which graph I want that to be. I want that to be graph 1. Then I hit exit, and I hit F4 selected, and I draw it, and there's my scatter plot of all those points. It looks pretty linear as a straight line. So now what I can do is I can calculate right from that screen what kind of regression model I want to do. I want to do an F2 linear regression, and then it gives me a choice. So I want that in the form of AX plus B or A plus BX. Well, AX plus B looks more like our slope-intercept form, so I'm going to hit F1, and it brings me up this neat little information where it says, okay, I have the A is 1304.19, and the B is a negative 2.56 e to the plus 0.06. That e, this portion here, is just scientific notation. So it's really 256.0000 to bring it all the way up there. Here's the neat part here. It brings in this R value, which is the correlation coefficient. Closer that is to 1 or negative 1, the better the correlation. If it's a positive 1, it means it's a positive correlation. The line is going up as you go to the right. If it's close to a negative 1, then it's close to a line going in a negative direction. So it has a negative slope. That's all that positive or negative do. But the closer it is to 1, the better it is. Now, notice down here in the bottom corner, I have copy or I have draw. I can copy it, and it'll put it right into a y equals equation when I hit execute. So it copied that into the y equals, so I can graph it on a different line. But what's really nice here is I can hit F6 and draw it, and it'll draw this regression model right on my scatter plot for me to see how close it actually matches up. And this looks really, really close for a good matchup. Well, our R value is 0.9967, so yes, that is pretty close. But now, when we look at our problem, we're supposed to use a model to predict the income for 2010. I can't do that through the stat menu on this calculator. So I have to go back to the menu, and I want to go over to number 3, where I want to draw. Remember, I copied that equation into Y1, so now all I have to do is hit F6. Oops. I forgot to hit enter. I got to get into it, then I can hit execute, then I can draw it. So there's my drawed line. So now I want to trace what I have. So I hit that one trace, and now I can put in my 2010. What happened? I can just follow. Oh, I know. My screen wasn't big enough for a 2010. So then I just hold the trace button down until I get to 2010, and I can estimate my value at somewhere around $61,183. So that's how I can make a linear regression and test it right on the Casio.